I'm Stephen Curley, candidate for Selectmen. Pembroke has evolved over the last 20 years, with the growth in our schools early in the millennium to the new town manager just enacted. When I first got involved, the advisory committee developed the budget and completely controlled the process. In 2003, we had a cut in state aid. While expecting a $1 million cut, fearing a $1.3 million cut, we were surprised with $2,357,000 in change. I took a vacation day on a Friday to attend a meeting of all town departments, and a general process was agreed to. Over the weekend, I completely rewrote the budget and presented two options to the advisory committee on Monday night. Tuesday night, my primary proposal was approved at town meeting. The town manager now has complete control of the budget, but as was shown recently, advisory still has strong influence. A few weeks ago, at a select board meeting, Mr. Thorne explained that after the meeting with the advisory committee, he adjusted several line items to correct some of our concerns. It is this spirit of cooperation which I will bring to the select board. I have been protecting Pembroke taxpayers for 20 years. I have attended countless meetings, spending almost every Monday evening at Town Hall, volunteering for the residents of our great town. Over the years, I've worked hard to make sure the schools have adequate resources and been treated fairly in the budget process. I've also had the pleasure of meeting with every board, committee, commission, and department in the town while on advisory. From the clock winder, describing his climbing the stairs every Sunday to wind the clock, to the police and fire chiefs describing the inadequacies of the current stations. I've been fortunate to learn much of what goes on in the town. I now want to take this knowledge and experience to the select board. As treasurer of the Pembroke Historical Society, treasurer of Pembroke Celebrates, and treasurer of the Pembroke Public Library Foundation, my experience transcends the politics of Town Hall. I'm also chairman of the Finance Council at our church, as well as the conference president for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, which distributed over $300,000 to those in need from a food pantry last year. I am the only candidate with a background as a fiscal watchdog to town finances, knowledge of even the smaller committees and boards in town, history of protecting the schools, and volunteering in other groups outside of the town hall to make our community a better place to live. I bring experience and accountability working for you. Let me be your voice on the select board. I ask that you vote for Stephen Curley for Selectman on May 18th. A great town needs great leadership.
My name is Jessica Bradley Rushing, and I'm running for the Board of Selectmen in Pembroke because I believe it's time for new voices in our town government. It's vital that we have a wider range of perspectives represented so we can seek out fresh and creative ways to find solutions to the problems we face. If I'm elected, I would be the only woman on the board. I bring a different set of experiences and approaches to the table that are missing now. I grew up in this town and am a product of the public schools here. After graduating from Boston University, I moved back to Pembroke, but then left again when I joined the Army after 9/11. Since then, I've lived in several different states and overseas. Last year, my family had the choice to move basically anywhere, but we chose to come to Pembroke because we knew this was a good place to live, to grow up, and to raise a family. My experiences in those other places, though, allow me to look at things here in a different way. I know there are things we could be doing better, and there are always ways we can improve. Pembroke seems to be forever short on funds. We need to look at new and creative ways to generate revenue for the town so that we're not constantly facing budget shortfalls and overrides to get the bare minimum of what we need. We need new energy and ideas to get us there. The new community center project is a major upcoming issue. The potential for that area is huge. It could completely reshape and revitalize the center of town. We have a chance to create something that can and should benefit every resident of town, whether you're a young family with little kids or a senior who has lived in Pembroke for 60+ years. And there are other infrastructure projects that need to be addressed as well. We can keep the things that make Pembroke such a great place to live, the small town feel and the strong sense of community, but we must do it in a way that works not just today, but for generations to come. It's also vitally important that the way the town government runs is more accessible and transparent. Local government and local politics are so important. The decisions made at that level literally and immediately impact your daily life. But many people can't attend Board of Selectmen meetings or even have an hour to watch them on TV or Facebook. Our town government has to do a better job of using social media across several platforms and channels to make information more accessible and make the decision-making process more transparent, so residents have a better understanding of what's being done, why, how it affects them, and how they can get involved. I have 20 years of experience in government, politics, and communications. I've worked on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. I've worked for U.S. congressmen here in Boston. I've been in the military, worked as a civilian consultant for the Department of Defense, and now I serve as the Director of Communications for a national nonprofit that honors law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty. My skills, knowledge, and experience all make me a qualified candidate for the board. But even more importantly, I care about this town. I have the energy, the passion, and the determination to work to make Pembroke the best place it can be. I hope you'll vote for me on May 18th.